Okay, so the learning management system I'm going to go over today is Canvas. So I was actually introduced to Canvas in high school. Our junior year, my school switched from Google Classroom to Canvas, so I was introduced to it before UNL. And when UNL made the switch to Canvas, I was really excited because as a platform, I had found it more user-friendly and maneuverable than Blackboard. So I'm going to start by going over some of the basic functions. So right here is the Canvas dashboard. As you can see, there's the layout of my courses that are currently using Canvas. If you scroll down, it actually gives you a look inside the courses and some of the to-dos and upcoming assignments, as well as recent feedback on grades you have recently gotten. So it's just kind of a nice little layout of what's past and what's coming. One feature that I think is the best thing that Canvas offers is the calendar. So it combines all of your courses and it puts all of your assignments, all of your to-dos that you just saw on the dashboard, and it actually lists them on a calendar. And the thing that I love about it so much is that when you've actually finished an assignment, it crosses it off. So it's a really easy thing to go onto on Canvas and click on and see what assignments are crossed off, what you've already turned in, what's coming up, what you need to do, and it kind of is just a nice, easy overview that helps you kind of organize your classes and your assignments without having to go into each course individually. So now that we've kind of looked at the dashboard, let's actually go into one individual course. So we'll just go into my instructional tech course. So on the sidebar here, you have home, announcement, syllabus. You have the assignments tab, which is a really nice tool that you're able to go to. So depending on how your instructor lists your assignments, it can show like by the date, which I think is the most helpful because it lays out what's already passed and what's coming, and it organizes your assignments by date, and you're able to just go through and see what's already passed and what's still coming. So it's kind of just like another helpful tool to outline your assignments in an organized way that's also just very maneuverable. And then there's the discussions tab. So there's two things that I like about the discussions tab. Obviously, it's a really easy way for teachers to like start class discussions, but I think it's also an easy way for students to go on and like post questions and find responses either from their instructor or other kids who have gone on to the discussions tab. I really like it more than the Blackboard one because it's much easier to maneuver and like actually get around in than the Blackboard one. All of the replies to a post are listed and you can see who posted it and the reply, where in Blackboard you have to click on their thread and then you go into the reply. So it's just a nicer layout than the Blackboard discussion. And then the other thing that the individual class offers is the gradebook. So the gradebook, obviously, it is what it sounds like. So it has all of your assignments and it lists all your grades. You can see like the point scales. You can test what if scores. So like if you're worried about being borderline like A, B, or B, C, then you can test like what scores, like what's the lowest score I could possibly get on this assignment before I'm like sitting at a B, and you can test those scores and kind of figure out where you need to sit. And then at the bottom of the gradebook, there's actually like the percentage thing that breaks down your grade and tells you like what your total percentage is for a class. I think this is really helpful versus the Blackboard gradebook because the Blackboard gradebook usually just shows points, whereas the Canvas gradebook shows you your percentage, which obviously helps more because it takes out the middle step for you of figuring out where you're sitting in a class. So those are the tools that I think Canvas offers versus, like I've said, Blackboard and Classroom, that just make it a more maneuverable and like user-friendly site. The dashboard and the courses, they have more organization in the layout and just like trying to get through, like I said, the discussion board than Blackboard really does. I think that the communication that the site provides, like I've said, the discussion board, like you can always be in touch with your class. And then there's also people. So like you can go to the people tab on Canvas and you're able to see like your professor and everybody in the class, and you can send emails within Canvas. So like you can always be in touch with your classmates or with a teacher. So you can always, like, if you need to get a hold of somebody because you're on an assignment with them, like you constantly have the names of people in your class so you can look them up. As I said, like I've used Canvas before in high school, so I've always found it to be a better medium than Google Classroom, which we initially used. and I also thought it was better than Blackboard when we got here, but I also had a little bit of training with it, so I might be somewhat biased. But one thing that I liked is how you can personalize your account, so it gives you a little bit more of an identity online. You can get a feel of your instructors, you can put yourself out there. It makes it feel like more of a personal account than a school related account, so I always like that aspect. And one of the last things I want to talk about is that one of the things I liked about Canvas versus Blackboard in particular is uploading stuff. So on Canvas, I feel like you can have a lot of different platforms that still are applicable to Canvas that you can upload. So I could make an assignment on a Google Doc, or I could have different kinds of videos, I could have YouTube. I feel like Canvas is more applicable to a lot of different devices and how you may want to submit an assignment on a unique platform than what I've experienced with Canvas. And I just think that especially at a college where people could be using many different devices or might not all have Microsoft Word, or they might have grown up with Docs, they want to use Docs, that's just another helpful tool to have. So I think that kind of wraps up my summary of the learning management system Canvas. Just to review really quick, the tools that I think are the best are the organization and maneuverability that the dashboard offers. I think that the layout of having the calendar and the different layout styles in the gradebook and the assignments and the discussions really help the maneuverability and user friendliness of the app. I don't really know if user friendliness is a word, but that's how I describe it. I'd say that overall Canvas is super user friendly. It tries to lay out their content in the most organized way possible, and I've personally never had a problem trying to upload something to Canvas or having to maneuver around the app and getting confused. It always seems very direct. It seems to work in a straight line, and it doesn't leave a lot up for guessing. So that's my summary of Canvas. I hope you enjoyed it.